Hi, it's Sue. Welcome back to my channel today. How are you all? Thank you so much for calling past. As you can see, I've got Roxy's weekly challenge journal on my desk. So today I'm working on challenge 35, I think it is. I wrote it down here. Yes, challenge 35, which are journal spots with accordion inserts. If you haven't watched the video, watch it. These turn out quite nice, but as for mass making, it would take me a while, I've got to say. I fiddled around. I made one, so one just to show you, and I'll make another one now on film. So this was mine, and I used papers from Artie Mays. And I also used some handmade washi tape. And I think from memory, this was another of Rachel's challenges. These are mine. Some I did with digital papers, but I also did some, I don't know why that's in there, that's the back of one. I also did one using pens. The Sharpies, and that really worked out quite well. And because I've been having a tidy up once again in my craft space, clearing out lots of odds and ends that I know I don't use, I found my washi tape. So I thought, right, put that on my desk. If it's there, I'll use it. And I did. So most pages, I think, have a little bit of washi. I've used fussy cut flowers as well. My paper was quite busy, the paper I chose. So I've added another journal spot there. But I mean, there are some areas that you could journal. You know, there's nothing to stop you writing over any of this. But here it is, that's one side. And then the other side is this piece. And you can see I've used bits of my watercolour swatch pieces, fussy cut flowers, little labels, images that have been cut from books. More of that washi tape. There's washi here. And I used a piece of fabric as a pull. I also added lace all the way across the bottom of mine, which I think Rachel did, I'm not sure. And the back of mine is just the paper. So you could actually write on here too. So that was one, and I thought we'd make another one, and I've grabbed a whole lot of bits to try and speed things up. Inks I've got, because I did actually do a bit of inking on this. I put a few swirls around the place on that one, and I may well do the same here. So let's move all this to one side. There's another little piece of my washi. Butterflies. I've got some twine because this is not twine, it's see, and it's as it came in the ball, it's all scrunched up. So I could use that to tie this. I mean, I haven't done anything with this. I did get some wool and my seam binding. If I wanted to tie it, I could use either of those, or I might even glue it into the journal. We'll see. Haven't decided yet. No, I haven't decided which one I'm going to use. So this paper is from Antique Papery. It's one of the older ones. And you need 2 sheets of paper, one of which needs to be printed on both sides, or use scrapbook paper, but it needs to be double-sided. And that becomes the inside, the concertina part of this project. This one, you can see, I printed it upside down, which is a bit silly. And I thought I would use this side. I think I'm going to use this side as my cover. So the other thing to remember is the concertina piece needs to be a bit shorter than your cover, and I've made sure mine is about 1/2 inch top and bottom. So I'm going to put that to one side. The first thing to do is to glue this piece closed. And I guess if you were using another sheet of double-sided scrapbook paper, you wouldn't have to do this. You'd just cut it to the required size and fold it. Right. Just going to add a little bit of this glue at the very top or the very edge. That will do. Now, let's fold it over. Now, when I printed this piece out, it had that white border on it. So I did go ahead and cut it. But I'm thinking about it. I should have left it until I'd folded it, because I'm going to have to go back in and trim this a little bit. So I might just use a craft knife for that. Now, I might put that to one side and let it dry a little bit before I fold. Okay, so let's get on to the concertina piece. And the thing to know is this side measures 2, 4, 5.5 inches. So when you fold it over, it's going to be about 2 3/4. So when you work your folds, I work my folds at 2.5 inches. See what I mean? So that it fits within your cover. And the first fold is the important one. Now, let me work this one out. Yeah. You've got to decide, because if you're going to glue it into your book, the first piece, the back of it, is going to be glued down. So I'm going to fold it this way because of that little part of the image there. So I want 2.5 inches. I'll just crease that against the ruler to get that first fold. You could score it. Okay, that's the first fold. Then we need to turn it back and fold again, matching it up to that cut edge. Right. Yep. And then again. There we go. And that leaves this little piece here that you fold back, and that becomes the little flap that you can use to open the accordion. Okay, we'll just burnish that a little bit. There we are. So there we are. This part becomes the bit that's glued onto your cover, and it opens out like that. Okay, so because that piece glues down, we don't have to do anything with that. This piece, well, this time I'm going to remember to leave a bit of blank space for journaling, or add a label or some paper that can be journaled on. This piece, this section here is quite pretty, so that can be reasonably well decorated. Actually, if you look here, there's plenty of space to journal there. So I think I will decorate here, here and here on that side. And on this side, forget that piece because that's the glue down piece. Yeah, I might do something up here, a couple of labels or something here, and leave this in mind as a journaling space. Okay, it's quite good to have that in your mind so that you don't over embellish. Right, so what I did, I took out labels, fussy cut flowers, butterflies, there's a few butterflies here, bits and pieces. Now we've got the folds, I'm going to add some lace along the bottom, and I've picked this lace, which is actually pink, but you know, there is a little bit of pink here. There we go. Trim the end. Right, I'm back, and I am sorry, my camera went off and I hadn't realised, and I'm not too sure where I got to without playing it back. And as you can see, it's the next day. Difference hop. So I'll just run through quickly where I'm at. I've folded what I keep calling the concertina piece, and it's actually accordion piece is what most people would say. And I've folded from this side at 2.5 inches, approximately 2.5 inches, and folded it backwards and forwards to make the accordion style fold out. And I started decorating. I've added on this one, this, if you like, this piece will be the piece that is adhered to the cover, and you'll pull it out like that. So all of this side can be decorated, but what you want to do is remember that this is supposed to be a journaling piece. So I want to leave this area here for journaling. So I've decorated here. I've added some washi, a label, and some fussy cut flowers. I've added more washi images, a little piece of ephemera image here with a butterfly and a pink ribbon flower. On this piece, I've just added this butterfly, and this comes from a scrapbook embellishment pack, so it's quite thick, as is this piece down here. So, you know, you've got to be a bit sparing. I've sort of separated them so they don't add too much bulk. I've done a little bit of stamping using a clear stamp here, and picked out the purpley lavendery colour. This area I've left blank. I've added ribbon all across the bottom, and then if you flip it over, remembering that this piece is going to be, that is, this piece will be glued down. So here I've added another ephemera piece up here in the corner, fussy cut. These are embroidered flowers and a label. I want to keep this area here for journaling, so I've ink stamped another swirl here, added another little label here, and I decided in the end to add a pocket. So I've decorated a piece of ephemera, which was a bank check, with these pieces, and I did make a tag, and this was from a scrap of my mass-made board that I'd cut into various shapes, journal tags, etc. And I had this odd little piece left. I must have had two, and I've obviously used one, but this was hanging around on my desk. So I've used it. I've added a little bit more of this floral paper here to bring the purpley mauve in. A flower from the same pack as the scrapbook pieces, and again I ink stamped on here. Added whale-tail tab top, and that will sit in this pocket. And around the pocket I just did a broken line using a Sharpie. Okay, so that is the accordion fold-out piece, just about complete really. So I'll put that to one side and bring in the cover. Now this is my cover. Before I folded it, I let it dry completely. This will be the front page. The inside, again, I'm not going to do anything with the inside because there's some nice journaling space here. And this one, this part, will have the accordion piece adhered to it, like so. So I won't be decorating that at all. I could add a label here, something like that, we'll see. And the back, well, that's quite pretty. I probably won't do anything to that. But let's have a look at the front. Okay, so I've got a few pieces here. I've got the other half of this tag that I cut, label. It's an ephemera piece, really. I've got okay, so I've added a doily. I've added a paper doily, this little label, and I've gone for another of the embroidered flowers. So that's embroidered hydrangea, I think. And it's got both the pinks and purples in, the same. A little bit of the green. So I think that works quite well. And I can bring that down a fraction, say to there. And I'm still getting these flowers here. Yep. So that's what I've decided. So I'll take that off. And the doily I can wrap round to the other side. So I'll do that now. There we go. And then we just decorate the rest of the doily. I think that's good enough. Okay, so here's our accordion piece, and that has to go in here. So for that, I'm going to use, will I use this? Let's use a little bit of glue stick. And we might just go around the edges with the art glitter glue. Okay. We'll fold it back on itself. And then making sure we've got this the right way around, which we have. This piece needs to sit just proud of that fold. And sorry, I'm going to try not to get my head in this shot. Something like that. There we go. Now I didn't add anything here. Do I need to? I want that for journaling down there. Could add that. about that? It's just something. Yeah, I think we will. Okay. It's on the desk, so let's use it. See this, you know, I mean, depending on how much you decorate, this isn't a quick project, but it is effective, I think. It certainly adds a nice interactive element to your journals. Okay, now the only thing left to do is to add, you don't have to, but I thought I would add a little pull a tag on here, tab on this side. So I'm looking for another whale tail. Here we go, one. Have I got a paler one than that? Ah, I do. Look at that, perfect. Okay, so that's what we're going to use. There we go. And you could stamp an image, a small image on there if you wanted, or a word. I'm not too worried. I think that's pretty good as is. Okay. So, as I say, you can add a tie. Let's have a look, see if this fits. This is chiffon ribbon. I refer to it often as something else, but it is actually chiffon. I think I'd call it organza. It's not really. So these are my journal spots with accordion insides for Rachel's challenge this week. This one is in shades of pinks and purpley lavendery colours. And the paper is, as I say, from Antique Papery. And then inside, left this area here for journaling, but decorated these pages and the top of that one. I've also added a bit of stamping, nothing much on there. As I say, I've left that really for journaling. And the other side, I've added a pocket with a tag, which of course can be journaled on. This is journaling space here with just a little label and some more of my ink stamping. Decorated up here, another little label, and decorated the front of that pocket. So there's lace along the bottom, more noticeable once you flick it out this way. But that's that one. And then here's the one that I have added to my journal for Roxy's challenge. It's here somewhere. Look. There it is. I've added it to this page, and I did glue this one in. So the front is decorated, and it's decorated using some of the homemade washi that was one of Rachel's challenges early on. Some fussy cut flowers. This paper is a digital, and this is from Artie Mays. I've added a piece of fabric down here, a journaling spot there, fabric tab to open it, and this one Has quite a bit of decoration inside. Lace across the bottom here. Fussy cut butterflies, some flowers, frame, postage stamps, bit of everything in here. And then if you flick it over, this is the other side. Again, bits of all sorts. Great, fun project. Not a quick project, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much for calling past again today. And I hope to see you next time. Okay, bye now.